Hello, 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 it is Bo King. Season 10 is on the horizon. I know so many people are wondering, what should I be doing? Am I wasting my time? Should I be playing different games? Is anything even worth it to be doing? Yes, yes, I'm here to tell you there are plenty of things for you to be working and grinding on so that when season 10 does drop, you're at the top of your game, you're ready to take over, and you don't need to play catch up, and instead you can focus on taking advantage of all the new content out there and just staying on top of the game rather than playing catch up. So, bringing this video to be a top 5 list, a guide for you guys to kind of go through. Make sure you can check this checklist so that you are sufficiently ready for season 10. Not just, oh, I got my kit, whatever. No, you're going to be locked in. You're going to be ready to go. All questions answered. So, without further ado, let's get started. Step number 1, get your trophies on lock. Get your trophies on lock. What are you doing? For the new raid, it was announced that it is going to be Lost. So very important to get all 3 of your major Lost combat trophies. This is just obviously going to give you that 15% damage buff in the new Elite raid, which, as we can all assume, is going to replace what Gorgon was, which was what basically dropped the best armor, the best weapons, the best jewelry, and the best everything. It's how you got the best everything, So, super important. Get those Lost trophies. I will go over where we're going to farm everything after this. They announced the land there, the new zone was going to be beasts and humans. So, super important to get your majors for those as well. I'm still working on the humans because, again, that's just the territory and not the raid, so less important there. But I do have my 3 major beast trophies, as well as, like I said, the most important, the major Lost trophies. So, like I said, super important to get those trophies taken care of. I will go teleport over really quickly and show you where to farm these trophies really quickly. So, I'll catch you over there in just a sec, and yeah, we'll take over there. Peace. Alright, so in order to farm the Lost Combat trophies, if that is the route you decide to go, you can buy them. So if you have money, it is a lengthy farm, so if you've got the money to spare, that's what I did. I invested gold into buying the 3 trophies because I didn't really have the time to farm this. But teleport over to the Wika'ala al-Waha settlement. Definitely the coolest name in the whole game. And you're coming over here to the Sky Song Crypt. It's kind of technically in Ebonscale. It's up here in the northeast portion of Ebonscale. We're stuck on a tree here. But you're going to head over here to this cemetery, and you're looking for, I believe his name is Mortisi the Mortician, something like that. But you'll come over here, you take him down, and he will drop one of the seals, and you have to farm 100 of them, and you have a chance of getting the legendary drop of it, which is what saved you that whole time. So, as you can see, there's a massive group here. Everybody's farming it. I'm not going to be here farming it, but this is where you will come. There's going to be a group here. You can get here, just hang out, AFK with the group, do your thing. I'm just going to bring this zombie and let it attack everybody. But this is where you will farm it. Again, not going to stay here and farm, but you can see massive group of people here farming it right now. So, we are going to head on back, but that will show you where to farm that major Lost trophy. So I will catch you guys back in town for step 2. Alright, we are back in town, ready for step 2. And if you couldn't notice, what is this bow? Is that nature attunement? Oh, well, funny you ask, because it actually is nature attunement, because step 2 is creating yourself a nature build for the raid. If you don't know, I will throw it up on the screen, but every type in the game, whether it's Ancient, Angry Earth, Lost in this case, has an elemental weakness. I think outside of Beast is just weak to Thrust. But Lost takes 30% extra damage from nature. So, super important to index into that, as that is just going to massively increase your damage in this new raid. It's going to make you somebody everybody's going to want to have as their DPS. You're going to be hitting so hard. You'll be in the raid and people be like, wow, like DPS seeming a little higher this time. You'd be like, yeah, rocking the nature build. You know what it is. So we don't know what's going to change. You don't know what perks are going to change. But failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So the dumbest thing you could do is do nothing. Who knows what they're going to change with all the different types of perks and everything. So at least we have a template to work off of, as to where clearly they're not going to remove nature damage from the game and elements from the game. So clearly this is still going to be at least a great starting point, and better than if you did nothing. So the kit that I put together, I'm running Old Crown with Nature Harnessing. All the Rune Glass is going to be the Nature Carnelians, so that we're getting 2% nature damage plus the 1.5% against the taunted foes. So across all pieces, massive buff, obviously. Silken Cocoon, Nature Harnessing. We got gauntlets with nature harnessing. We've got our leg guards with evade on it because we're running it with finisher, so that's going to allow us to maximize our rapier damage as well. And then lastly, some Gorgon sandals with some more nature harnessing on there. Running a standard hoplite bow with the nature rune glass as well as arboreal attunement. And then my finisher has Disdained Infliction with the melee buff as well as nature split. The ring, obviously, going with the bloodletting nature damage. We're running a finisher build with lots of bleeds. That's keeping our damage up. Super beneficial. For the amulet, since this really is just a strictly raid amulet, this is just going to be for the Isle of Night. Alchemist Reprieve, Divine, and Empowered. Those are just going to make sure I stay alive and do the most damage that I can, and doesn't matter what damage type I'm taking. I'm going to be benefiting no matter what. So it's, if you do need to end up swapping amulets for boss fights, like I have every amulet in the game that I could need to put on if I need fire, ice, slash, thrust, strike, whatever it is, we got it. But for the time being, just for a universal one, this is going to buff all of our heals every time our healer heals us, all of our empowers, things like that. And then, obviously, Endless Thirst. It's just the best artifact, so that's going to give us the Empowering Toast and the Fortifying Toast, and buffs all of those potions for us. So, again, the reason you're running this is because of the 30% damage that the Lost are susceptible to. And so I was running this in M2 and M3 Barnacles, because Barnacles has Lost, to kind of test out the damage. It was insane. I mean, I was hitting like I think I have a clip that I can play, so I'm going to play it if I have that. But there was times where I was hitting like 5,000 thrust damage and over 8,000 nature damage. So the nature damage aspect of things was hitting thousands and thousands of damage higher, with the buffs and the essentially like super effectiveness, if you want to think of it like Pokemon. So I do think that this is going to be crucial for the raid. It's going to make you so much more effective in these raids as a DPS to have a full nature harnessing build. So again, easy way to do it. Get a hoplite ring, put nature damage on it, put arboreal attunement on a hoplite bow, rune glass it, rune glass your finisher, and then do what you can. Definitely get all of these Carnelian Rune Glass. The nature damage plus the taunt is just massive. This is just huge to have. So even if you can't get, the nature harnessing on every perk, maybe you don't have the worm chest, maybe you don't have Old Crown, you could definitely just use Attuned Leather Pants. I just have that for a different build, and I didn't want to switch them up, so I was just keeping the nature side on one side, and the regular on the other. So you can mix things up, but at the very least, do your best to get all of that rune glass on there, get the nature damage, split these, get the arboreal attunement. You're just going to be doing so much more damage than if you are not doing that. So again, just kind of showing all those pieces so that you can see what those look like on there. For the attribute spread with this kit, what I would be running, let me see. I have a Constitution food procced at the moment, so truthfully, I wouldn't do that. So let me see if we can switch that so that it would be more accurate. So let's just say we're doing a dex food and I did a 44 dex food, right? This is what my stat spread would look like if I was running in the dungeon. And that is what I would be running. The intelligence is going to buff our rapier a lot, as well as giving us the elemental damage buffs. So that's going to pair with our nature damage to just help scale that more, which is going to be better than if I just went to 500 dexterity. And since we always obviously want to be running low constitution, we're able to hit all of those thresholds. If you really wanted to, you could run 16 con, and you could throw the rest into dexterity. And you could run 500 like this. This would do your highest amount of damage, but if you're looking just for overall survivability, just having a little bit extra health versus a little bit extra damage, up to you, but I do think this would be your optimal spread in terms of min-maxing damage. So this is what I would recommend running if you're able to. If you find that you're dying too much, like I said, you could take off some dexterity. You could go 50 con. If you needed to go 100 con, do what you got to do to survive. The most important thing is staying alive, but this would be your setup in terms of doing the most amount of damage with this build. So looking very good on that. I definitely like how that looks. Able to hit all of those benchmarks that are important. If you're running evade, you're going to get all of those buffs to your light attacks, obviously maxing dexterity, and then running the intel to buff our intelligence damage. We just don't know what the raid's going to be like. If you're able to run bow very heavily, if you're able to run rapier, we don't totally know. So again, we'll have to see and change when things come out, but in terms of preparing, this is definitely the best build that I can think of running for this. So, my screen kind of just cut out there for a sec, but we are going to carry on to step 3. So I will catch you guys over at the storage shed. So yeah, see you there. Peace. Alright, it is time for step 3. So as we saw in the patch notes, they said that any gear with gear score of 700 or above can be upgraded through the Umbral Shard system. So, with that being said, something that's super important to do is to just go through all of your gear. I don't know if you're like me. I don't know if you're a hoarder and you've saved tons of stuff, but I have like a storage completely full for armor, for weapons, things like that. And now with this new change to Umbral Shards, there's so much gear that could become completely meta relevant, things like that. I don't know why I have this ring. But super important. Go through all of your gear. If anything is at 700, like they said, you are able to upgrade that. So you could have random pieces that are at 700 gear score that traditionally, you know what I mean? Like, look at this Soul Shroud ring, leeching, thrust damage, hardy. Phenomenal ring. That could be something that I take and just start upgrading with Umbral Shards. So, if you have a large amount of gear, don't just salvage stuff, don't just get rid of stuff. Even stuff that's under 700, you could upgrade it to 700 so that it then qualifies for that ability to be upgraded through the Umbral Shards. But just like through the events, there's been so much gear that I've gotten that's 700 gear score, maybe it's 715. But either way, go through it all and see if you have any pieces where you're like, those are actually like best gear pieces, and now that it's 700, you know what I mean? Like a piece like this. Phenomenal perks. It's 700. If that's exactly what I wanted, I could just go ahead and upgrade that to 800 once this new system comes out with Umbral Shards. So that is step 3. Going through all of your gear, looking for things that you can get to 700. Like, look at this. Flame Conditioning, Ellie Aversion, and Health, all in the same piece. Great piece. I gotta upgrade that, make a little anti-fire staff set or something. But go through your stuff, for sure, you're going to be able to find gear that is very good and that potentially now with the new system is actually relevant now, and you're able to upgrade all the way to 800 rather than just having it be some useless 700 gear piece. So go through your armor, go through your weapons, and then maybe move all of them to a separate storage somewhere, where you are able to isolate those pieces, and you can kind of have a separate area where it's like, hey, this is all the gear that's maybe going to be super good next season that I could potentially upgrade everything on and be extremely good, right? So that's kind of the thought process. If you want to look into that, that's definitely one of my recommendations. As you can see, I've saved tons of stuff. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what perks get changed? Again, perks are going to get changed, so suddenly these perks, who knows if refreshing is even going to be a thing? Who knows if enchanted ward is going to be a thing? We don't know, right? So keep everything, hold on to it, and just keep an eye on those lower pieces to see if maybe there's something that you could bring up to become totally bis and totally meta now. Especially rings. One of my recommendations for the rings is that I personally think that Hardy is going to get removed from the game. So, if you have any rings that have 3 really good perks on them with no Hardy, I do think that potentially that's something that could be instantly bis next season if they get rid of Hardy and you've already got really good rings. Like, I don't even know if I have any, because you just get rid of everything if it doesn't have Hardy, because you'd be like, oh, this is useless. So maybe craft some, maybe get ready for it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do think that that's a possibility. Like this ring, for example, if you had all of these perks and it was 700 or something, and they get rid of Hardy, it's like, okay, you got some pretty good perks on a ring now. So keep an open mind, keep your eye out, keep an eye on everything. But that is going to be my recommendation for step 3, is go through all your weapons, all your armor, find the stuff that's able to be 700 plus if it has very good gear, and then throw it in a separate storage and kind of have that questionable gear section where it's like, hey, this stuff has potential and could become extremely good next season. So that is going to do it for step 3. I will catch you guys in step 4. Peace. Okay, we actually didn't move anywhere. I probably could have just kept going, but I felt like I needed to cut. So we're still here at the storage shed for step 4. Step 4 is going to be all of your boxes that you acquire. I want you to hold on to them. I think that things have potential. Every season, sometimes they release new gear, new perks, and things that you can only get through specific boxes. So try and hold on to everything. If you've got races that you've been running, if you've done wars, got my capture the flags, my OPRs, I have 160 OPR crates. Hold on to these. I think you should probably hold on to your worm crates, things like that too. I'm holding on to some of my aptitude crates as well. I just think this is potentially a way that you could instantly, and truly I mean instantly, get very, very, very good gear next season when this starts. They've done it before with things like the Plague Herald mask, things like Sundering Stacks when that first released. The only way to get it was through, whether it was your armoring crates, whether it was, influence crates. Now it could be your weekly formidable cache. Who knows? Hold on to all of these. I'm definitely stockpiling them. Again, hold on to your worm crates if you're doing that as well. I think that we could definitely get lucky with this, and you could get some really, really cool gear right off the rip if you hold on to these. And then also, you get to just have a super fun loot opening session when the season starts, and who doesn't want that? So that is going to be recommendation for step 4, is holding on to all of your crates. I guess just as like a tie into that, just save, kind of focus on saving everything. Save your chromatic seals, save your gold, save everything so that you can be stockpiled and ready to act when the new season comes out. So again, I know I recommended that you make the nature build. That is definitely something I still stick with. But once you have your build together, once you are locked in for that, I definitely would recommend, you want to go into the season with a good amount of gold. You want to go into the season with chromatic seals. You don't know if they're going to be useless or still incredibly important. So just be smart with your resources and be prepared. That would be step 4. So hold on to those boxes, hold on to your gold, try and hold on to your chromatic seals as long as you've got that nature build on the lock. There's definitely still plenty of time to do that. And yeah, I guess that just leaves us with step 5. So I will catch you guys in the final step. All right, we are back in the crib for step 5. I know it's starting to get overwhelming. You gotta make a new kit, you gotta make trophies, you gotta go through all your gear, and there's another step. Oh my gosh, what is it? Don't worry, step 5's the easiest out of all the steps. If you want to be succeeding in Season 10, you want to be on top of it, you want to be locked in, you want to know what's good, you already know. Step 5, subscribe to the channel, lock in with the Bow King content. You guys know I'm here giving you guides, builds, content, whatever it is. I will be keeping you guys up to date, especially with the new season coming out. You're going to be seeing instant footage of the new catacombs, the new Isle raid. I will be running all of the content most likely at its fullest and hopefully at the top level. So I look forward to doing that. I look forward to bringing it to you guys. So again, step 5, subscribe, lock into the channel. You know we're going to keep pumping this out. I am so excited for Season 10. So I guess until then, this has been the guide. Top 5 things to do for Season 10. I promise you, if you go through these, you're going to be off way better than most of the people that are going to be coming in. Not to mention the new players that come. You're also going to be able to spread knowledge to other people, help other people out. So it's definitely just going to benefit you a lot to go through this list and make sure you're on top of it. So this has been Bow King. I hope that this helps everybody get ready, get pumped, get prepared, get locked in for Season 10, because it's going to be sick. So I will catch you guys in the next video. You already know, it's been Bow King, and I'm out. Peace.
Chaos Hunting. Good. Go, go, go. Put them in the dirt, say it with me now. We gon' put them in the dirt, say it with me now. Go, 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 go. Put them in the dirt, say it with me now. We gon' put them in the dirt, say it with me now. Go.